So here we were, and we're talking about how to just begin with this. So let me know for online students, is it visible? Second slide, is it visible?
No, sir.
No, sir. 3.1 situation conversation display.
Okay, then I will share it once. Okay. So everyone now pay attention and start learning about it. So dialogue is a conversation between two or more people in a variety of situation. I just told you people, this is a dialogue and that can be minimum two. So meaning of die itself is two and log means conversation. So minimum two people are required. You cannot have dialogue with only one person. If I am alone here and if I am speaking, that cannot be a dialogue. So minimum two people are required, and that can be in a variety of situations, day-to-day situations. So people can think of, that I just told you. When we meet our friends, you meet your parents, you meet your maybe teachers also, you go to office, and so many in our day-to-day life, there are so many things that we're coming across. So situations can be like these that we people have to think of. So dialogue writing helps the students to express their ideas and thoughts easily and constructively. So what is the purpose of this part that we people have here for studies? That whenever you wanted to express your thoughts and ideas, you wanted to say something, and that saying will be improved in English, because in Marathi, anywhere we people are talking and people are speaking, okay, there is no issue. But when it comes up English, that becomes very difficult because we have thoughts and ideas, but we cannot express them. As we have lots of difficulties and troubles because we think of grammar, we think of that how to make sentences, and we think of different problems for this. And so though we are having content, though we are having lots of ideas and thoughts, but we cannot express them in English. So this problem will be solved or can be easily, we people can work on this through dialogues. So in first phase or initially we people can write them down because we have no idea how to express without preparation. So as far as preparation is concerned, people can take pen and paper, write down the situation, write down the dialogue, what A will say, what B will see, or what Ram will say, what Sham will say, and develop that situation. Later on, you perform it. Later on, you speak actual that situation. But whenever we practice for writing, then don't expect only writing. Later on, directly start conversation. Directly speak in English. Don't just take help of pen and paper, or don't spend your time for writing also. Directly start speaking and just try practice. If you practice this, you will come to know that your English conversation will be improved also, and if people can feel that yes, I can speak English. So that confidence has to be somewhere in your maybe bottom of your heart. Then only people feel. Right now, all you people may have somewhere thought in your mind that I cannot speak English, my grammar is not good, okay, or maybe I have information, I have knowledge also, but I cannot speak it. I cannot tell it to other people. So that can be avoided with the help of practice of these dialogues. So we need to work on them. Proper dialogue writing needs skill and command over the language. So skill, this is a skill. And how we can master a skill? By practice only. Only we have to practice. So for anything, it is not only communication skills, any other skill. It may be technical skill, it may be this language, it may be any soft skill, it may be any skill. How we can practice them? Only one way is there, and that is only practice. You have to just practice it again and again. People need to spend time over it. That skill, then only you people can master it. So today you may not be able to speak maybe for 5 minutes also, but with practice you can speak fluent English, and without interruption also. There is nothing can prevent you. As you communicate in mother tongue, similarly you can express your thoughts and ideas in English also. But you know that what is right now problem, we are not practicing it at all. We are not using English because we don't find it comfortable right now, or it is not convenient also that whenever we meet our friend and suppose that we start to talking in English, so maybe either we feel that I'm not able to speak English, or might be next person think that what you're talking about is not understand. So we give up easily. That has to be avoided. We need to practice it. And another thing is that command over language. How we can get command over language? A little bit we need to refer to grammar and this part what we people have studied so far. whenever you don't know how to make a sentence, tense, types of sentence, these things you people have to revise frequently, and then it can be, that you can get command over language also. Right now, you people can have command over your mother tongue, but as far as English is concerned, you may feel that right now I do not have command, but we can get a command over English also, but you just work on it. Okay. Then let's go to the next slide, and that will just I just was talking about your greetings. So in formal situations, use terms like good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon the time of the day. So if you are meeting early morning, it can be toward the up to 12 o'clock. People can use good morning. Maybe from 12 to 4, 5, depending, because there is no a fixed time for evening. Sometimes at 4 also people start saying good evening. At 5 also people can start saying good evening. So you can use good evening also after maybe 4, 5, and in the afternoon you can use good afternoon. And where do we use good night? When to say good night? So good morning in the morning, afternoon, good afternoon, in the evening we use good evening. So when to say good night? When we go to bed that time, or after 9 p.m. or something like this. After 8:30 p.m. So suppose that you met to your friend, let's say it may be 8:30, okay? So at 8:30, you met one of your friends, okay? And when you met, or maybe depending on, are you saying to say good night? How are you? Like this? At the end, we say good night, not in the beginning. So you are going to use good night when you take the leave, when you are going to depart. At that time, you can say good night. Okay? So that is not a part of greeting that you to say good night. Okay. So at the time of your leaving, suppose that you met at 30, it may be again good evening. Okay. It may be good evening. Whatever time you are going to, it is going to evening in the night. Okay. And when you are going to take leave of your friend, that time you can say good night. That is for formal. In informal situation, you can think of hi, hello. That can be you can use when you are just having dialogue conversation with your friends, family members, relatives, etc. And let's go to the next slide. Here now you people think of what situation is given to you. Okay? What situation is given to you that you have to consider, and it is clearly mentioned in the question. Write a dialogue about maybe filling scholarship form, about spending vacation, about planning of studies, about discussion of timetable. It can be any situation. That situation is provided there in the question. That situation you have to consider, and that has to be developed. It means that in normal situation, when we meet your friend, we say something, then our friend replies to that. Then we say something, again our friends they may say something. So this is one-to-one communication. So there is a reply and there is again some questions and there is answers. So this way, our dialogue also should sound naturally. It should not be that somehow you are just trying to bring words together. That has to be avoided. So it should sound naturally. So whenever we meet our friends, we speak naturally. There is no artificial we are trying to say something like this. But in dialogue writing, it may happen that you're trying to put things together, but that has to be avoided. It should sound naturally you're having conversation, naturally you're communicating with your friend, that people can work on. The dialogue should read like a spontaneous, real conversation. Spontaneous means it is coming out within, not like artificially you're trying to bring something together. That has to be avoided. So spontaneous, it has to be naturally, and maybe from your heart you're just expressing like this. Include questions with proper question marks, exclamations with proper exclamation marks, etc. So that the dialogue sounds real. So these are the things that people have to take care for your writing. So while orally there is no any question mark that we are using. In tone you can use it, but in writing you have to just use question mark. Whenever you are asking the question, it has to be noticed that at the end there is question mark. If you are asking the question at the end there is full stop. Sometimes there are students that are not thinking of punctuation marks at all. That has to be avoided. When you are writing, your writing will be understood based on only punctuation marks. If you don't know how to use punctuation marks, it is going to be very difficult for the reader what you are trying to say. And for that, I think that I have different examples also. but not now because of short of time. We are not discussing that here. Maybe next semester we are going to discuss that also. So exclamatory mark also if it requires, depending upon what you are going to say, if there is any sudden expression of joy, sorrow, wonder, exclamatory marks needs to be used. Then only the right feeling will be conveyed. Otherwise, people will not understand. Use correct expressions like excuse me, sorry, thank you, please, may I know, etc. to show polite inquiries and responses. Everywhere in your communication, you remember about this that you have to be polite. You can't be arrogant with anybody. That you people have to remember for your personal life as well as professional life also. Wherever you are going to have conversation, people remember of these words which you people can use and you can make your conversation polite. So suppose that you wanted to ask someone or you wanted to get the attention of someone, you can begin with this, excuse me sir, I wanted to ask this question. Excuse me sir, I don't know this, how to do. Excuse me sir, what is the time? Something like that. You need to begin with excuse when you see that person is not having attention towards you or you wanted to attract that attention of the person. You can begin with this, excuse me, then sorry. Whenever you feel that you have done something wrong, you have made a mistake, don't feel ashamed or don't feel that embarrassed that you're going to say sorry. By saying sorry, there's nothing that we feel we people have to feel very maybe it's like that we are feeling sorry, something like this, and how should I say sorry to someone? It's okay. That is part of our conversation that we are human beings and somewhere sometimes we make mistakes, and that's okay to accept them. And you can say sorry whenever you make a mistake. Thank you. That is also a common word that people have to use it because for so many simple things also we people forget to say thank you. But you have to understand that you people have to say thank you whenever the person has given you some favor, some help, offer some information, knowledge, or any kind of things that they have done to you. You people have to say thank you. Please, again, that has to be the word that people have to use frequently, that because that makes your conversation polite, that will help you to make requests. So please should be the word of your conversation. And suppose that you wanted to inquire something, you wanted to ask something. May I know what is the time? May I know where to go? May I know how to do these things? May I know? This is a polite expression that people can begin to ask question with. Okay. That was the development of the dialogue. So you can just think of the situation and then develop 8 to 10 dialogues. How many? Minimum 8 to 10 dialogues. After greetings, 8 to 10 dialogues, you people have to develop that. So what they are saying, what you are saying, like this way. And then there will be closing sentences. Now you wanted to close this conversation. And this conversation can be closed again with this closing sentences. So which closing sentences we people can think of here? So people can think dialogue should end with proper sentences depending on whether the situation is formal or informal. Okay. Again, for formal situations, you people have different closing sentences. For informal situations, you people have different sentences. So people can say, if the situation is formal, you can say, as all you people know, this is very simple. Good day to you, nice day, great day. So these are the things that you people can use. Good day to you. Have a nice day. Thank you very much for your help. It was a pleasure talking to you. These are some of, not all. You can find it out more also. You can search on Google, YouTube is there with you. You can search how to close a sentence. Because when you want to become different, because I have given 4 examples, and if all people are using only 4, that will become same and monotonous. So to avoid this, people can search how you can be different expressions you can find and use them. And if the situation is informal, in that case, people can use this. Take care, see you soon, bye, and again all these words also. The people can find Tata, all these words are there, that the people can use it. So this way you can close any dialogue that you people are just any situation that you people are given. Any questions here as far as what things we should be there? First of all, your dialogue should begin with greetings. Good morning, good afternoon, hi, hello. Then think of the which situation is given, कुठली situation दिली ते बघायचं, and how we can develop this situation within 8 to 10 dialogues. 8 ते 10 dialogue आपल्या दोघांचे त्यामध्ये 2% त्यामध्ये येणं अपेक्षित आहे. And then closing with this kind of sentences. Online students ला काय अडचण आहे का?
No, sir.
Online students, any questions here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Fine. Then let's go to the next slide. Here you people will get one example and you people will try to understand how it is given. So between two friends about how they plan to spend their vacation. Okay. So now here are two students, two friends, and situation is given that they wanted to spend their vacation. Okay. So let's see. So here you can use names also. Instead of using name A or B, people can use names also Ram, Sham, Sona, like this also. Imaginary. Here everything is imagination. It depends upon your imagination. What situation example is given here? Can be the same answer for everybody. It can't be same. Everybody have different imaginations. Everybody's answer can be varied. So here you can begin. Here it begin with, hey, how was the last paper? Okay. So instead of that, you people can think of the where the situation is taking place. कुठं घटना घडते सेटिंग असते बघा एखाद्या सीनला सेटिंग असते. So you think of that setting. Now here it might be the after exam is over. That setting is there. Paper संपला शेवटचा पेपर संपलेला आहे. ती सिच्युएशन असू शकते. So it can be on telephone also असू शकतो. So it can be पेपर संपल्याच्या दुसऱ्या दिवशी आहे. It can be various scene or setting that people have to think of. And you can decide whether you can begin with like this, or you can begin with good morning, good afternoon. So you can do here, and it can be anything. So here it is informal because it is between two friends. So it is informal. So greeting is, hey, how was the last paper? B says, the paper was very easy. I'm now excited for the vacations. So situation ला कसं करायचं कारण इथं तर रिप्लाय काय अपेक्षित होतं की पेपर वॉज इझी आणि मग दुसरं कुठलं आपल्याला काय सिच्युएशन आहे स्पेंड देअर वेकेशन सो दॅट वी वॉन्टेड टू ब्रिंग हिअर कॉन्व्हर्सेशन मध्ये आणायचं सो आय एम नाव एक्साइटेड फॉर वेकेशन्स देन नाव इट इज एज टर्न आता एजचा टर्न काय बघा ए काय म्हणतोय इट सीम्स यू ऑलरेडी हॅव सम प्लॅन्स फॉर वेकेशन सो डिपेंडिंग अपॉन हिज एक्साइटमेंट of B, A says that you have some plan. Already you have decided to go this place, this spot, something like this you have already planned. Then B says, actually, we have already decided to go to Mahabaleshwar for this vacation. What about you? आणि मग त्याचे काही some plans आहेत. त्यातलाच एक plan काय आहे? We have already decided to go to place Mahabaleshwar. And similarly, he's also asking, also inquiring about the plans of A. A चे काय plan आहे? So A says, that's great. What is great? That we are going to Mahabaleshwar. That's great. Okay. We are planning to go to our native place this vacation. So usually for the purpose of education, for the purpose of job, for the purpose of number of reasons, people migrate from village to city. And here in case of B also, that they are saying that we are planning to go to our native place this vacation. I really miss my childhood days there. So here you people can have different options. You may think that we are planning to go to Uti, we are going to plan to have a vacation in our hill stations. You can think of number of tourist spots. You can take any example I can mention here because I just told you everybody's imagination is different, everybody's plans are different. Everybody, you just try to think how you're going to put these plans here in the form of sentence. That only you just think. Then B replies, it's awesome. Feeling that nostalgia again in life would be a thrilling and different experience altogether. So what is the nostalgia? What is the meaning of nostalgia? Does anyone know? Feeling nostalgic, nostalgia. So something, some memories, emotions in the past. एखादी भूतकाळातल्या घटनेबद्दल असे तीव्र आपल्या फिलिंग्स that is nostalgia. Okay. So that is reply of B. Then A says, very true. I'm also excited to experience that nostalgia. And there they have finished their conversation. They came to know about each other's plan. So one is going to Mahabaleshwar, another is going to his native place, and then they have closed their dialogue here. Enjoy then. See you. Same to you, dear. See you. So this thing they have finished. This is one sample example. People can think of number of other situations which are given there in notes they have provided, with answers they have provided. But my recommendation will be that don't go for this given. This is from maybe my imagination. Okay, so you can take the same situation and you can write it according to your situation. You can think like, good morning, how are you, what are you doing these days, what are your plans, how was the exam, how was last paper, and then what are you planning about your vacation. So this vacation I'm going to plan to go to Kulu Manali. So somewhat different. Everybody has different imagination. Everybody can think differently. Everybody can present it differently also. So this is my imagination. You think of your imagination. You think of your idea. You think of your plans. You think of how you can present it in your own words, in your own language, and you can write it differently also. So that was all about dialogue writing. Any questions here?
सर
Yes, Shraddha.
आपण ए बी ऐवजी असं नेम पण घेऊ शकतो ना.
हा येस, तुम्ही नाव पण लिहू शकता. ए आणि बी च्या ऐवजी तुम्ही नेम्स पण लिहू शकता. So you can use your friend's name, you can use representative names, you can use any names here. And additionally, you know that you people can give sometimes instructions are also required. Okay, कधी कधी काय असतं, you went into a bank, you wanted to open a new account. Okay, I will give you a situation between so situation is like this. You want to open a new account in a bank and you go to a bank and you are having a dialogue with the bank manager, or it can be a clerk in the bank. So people can think of this situation and you start developing the dialogue. So can you think how we should begin here? Yes. So depending upon the time, first of all, you think of the greetings. So it can be good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Not good evening. Usually it is afternoon. Sometimes usually it is afternoon in the bank. So you can think of this. Then maybe bank manager may say, yes, how may I help you? So this will be his reply. Then it should be your reply, sir, I want to open a new account in your bank. So there are so many things, so many different scenarios. What kind of account do you want to open? It can be saving account, it can be current, it can be business account. Then that manager may ask you, or you may ask what documents are required. Don't assume that we all know what documents are required, but a kind of conversation to be to sound it naturally, you may ask what kind of documents are required. Then that bank manager will give list of documents 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you will say how much money I have to deposit in the beginning. Then you may ask that will I get checkbook, ATM card, not passport, different documents that we people get in the bank that you may ask about, and then you may ask that when I can start operating my account. So that make number of questions are there. So these questions and answers in the form of question answers, we people can write this dialogue here. So such kind of things will be there. You can practice. You can write down this situation, and later on you can practice it if you are able to write it or not. If you are facing any difficulty, you can immediately ask me also. Or at the time writing dialogue, if you come across with any difficulty, that time also you can ask me. Okay. So all of you just write down this situation. Maybe I don't know whether it is given in notes or not, but don't assume that from only notes you are reading this, because that will be ready-made. So don't expect ready-made dialogues. Rather, you try to make your own. So while writing, another important thing with punctuation you have to take care. That should be of avoiding spelling mistakes, because for oral communication we may not feel use spellings here, but you know, while writing, we may face difficulty. What is the exact spelling of word? Sometimes we know the word, we know the meaning also, but we don't know spelling. So you take care that you are not going to make spelling mistakes. Important grammar while making sentences. The sentences has to be as per the structure, and there should not be any mistakes there in terms of making sentences. And punctuation marks I just told you. Another thing is that presentation. good presentation is required, handwriting must be good. So that things people have to take care. All right, then here is another. In 3.1, do you have any questions for dialogue writing? Because that is going to be part of your ISC. So whatever you are going to face, two situations will be given. If you people are going to write two dialogues there. So if you have any questions, difficulties, like Marathi मध्ये सांगायची गरज असेल तरी सुद्धा people may ask. For online, any difficulty? Okay, fine. किती कोणाला काय अडचण आहे? Last, no difficulties. Okay. Then 3.2, that is impromptu speaking, or two people also call it extempore speeches. What is this impromptu speaking or extempore speech? That is again part of your communication, and you have to be ready for such kind of things. So in other words, I will tell you on the spot. On the spot speech, whenever there is speech, what do people do? People get topic, people collect information, we refer some books sometimes, and then we prepare our speech, we practice it, we rehearse it, and then we give our speech. Like this is normal speech. But when this is impromptu speaking, that time you people did not know what topic is given to you. Topic will be declared on the spot. When you are about, maybe there is a kind of competition, maybe a kind of panel is there, and you'll be there, and the topic will be declared on the spot, and you're going to talk about that topic. That is going to help you. If you are prepared for this, for group discussion, which is the activity, or I will say in recruitment process. There is the recruitment process of the jobs and the companies in that. So one of the processes or the steps is that GD, group discussion. Second semester मध्ये आम्ही आपण ते बोलणार आहोत. तर if you prepare for this, you will prepare for GD also, because for GD also you people get topics on the spot. You don't know which topic will be given to you. Topic will be given. Usually there are current affairs or maybe current issues, something like these topics are given for group discussions. So from that point of view, we need to prepare for this such kind of speech also. Here, again, your communication skills, your knowledge, in general knowledge, not of any particular subject. So how much you read usually from books, from newspaper, that matters here a lot. कुठला टॉपिक मिळतो ते आपल्या हातात नाही. पण जो कुठला टॉपिक मिळतो त्यावरती आपलं मत मांडणं, आपण वाचलेलं पुस्तक असेल, न्यूजपेपर असेल, किंवा जे काही आपल्याला माहिती आहे ते त्यामध्ये एक्सप्रेस करता येईल. अँड ओव्हरऑल इट शुड बी क्लिअर विदाउट एनी कन्फ्युजन. जे आपण काय सांगतो ते समोरच्या व्यक्तीला कळायला पाहिजे. म्हणजे असं नाही की स्पीच मध्ये काहीतरी बोलायचं असं नाही. इट हॅज टू बी रिलेव्हंट टॉक. You might have seen such kind of talks on television show. For a number of times topics are announced at the 11th hour, and then they start discussing these things. So for that also we are going to see some of the things here. Let's go to the next one. First of all, you'll understand what is an impromptu speech or extempore speech. Both words can be used. Extempore speech also means the same, on the spot people will be given topic, or impromptu means also the same. This is the term used for a non-formally prepared speech. Non-formally prepared speech, that you are not preparing, like I just told you, by taking help of books, reference books, internet, etc. You did not get any time or chance to prepare like this. So that is non-formally prepared speech. Need to use the knowledge that you have and use strong delivery. So based on whatever you have, whatever the knowledge earlier that you have, based on that. अगोदरच आपलं जे वाचन आहे, आपलं नॉलेज आहे, आपले पुस्तक असतील किंवा जे काही आपण अगोदर शिकलेलो असतो, based on that knowledge only you are going to speak it about. A speech or anything spoken without preparation is known as spontaneous speaking or impromptu speaking. Without preparation, so that is the meaning. The topic is given on the spot at the time of speech, and it helps you think and develop presence of mind. What is the reason why such speeches are given? But here, how much you people can deliver? What is your presence of mind? So that things they have to check. Very important presence of mind. महत्वाचं आहे की तुमचा presence of mind. दिलेल्या सिच्युएशनला किंवा दिलेल्या टॉपिक मध्ये तुम्ही कसं तुमचे मत सादर करू शकता. That has to be checked. And very important that your thought process and your thinking. बऱ्याच वेळा we have lots of ideas and thoughts, but we cannot present them. So suddenly अचानक आपल्याला प्रेझेंट करता येत नाही. थोडा वेळ मिळाला तर थोडीशी प्रिपरेशन केली तर आपण प्रेझेंट करू शकतो. But you have to think like this also that you are going to present it. I will take for 2 minutes. Just wait for 2 minutes. I need your help also. Roll number 1 is there. Junior college one. When you completed your junior college, 12th science, very good. Next, B18. B18 is there. Junior college. Swami Vivekananda, Solapur. Okay, B35. B35 right? 35 Swarup. What is your name of junior college? Swarup Chavan. Is it audible, Swarup? B57. B57 Tadekar Mukund. Junior college name. Paravich junior college. Huh? B58. Prathamesh Vyavare. Prathamesh Vyavare आहे का? ऑनलाइन. हां सांग. प्रथमेश इज ऑडिबल. तुमच्या ज्युनियर कॉलेजचं नाव सांगायचं प्रथमेश. आवाज येत नाही का माझा ऑनलाइन स्टुडंट? कुणालाच आवाज येत नाही का?
येतोय सर.
हां म्हणजे प्रथमेश आवाज मी आहे का लेक्चर मध्ये? No, such students should be marked as absent, sir, if they are not responding. Roll number 16. Roll number 16 है का पोस्टर विकास? So one important instruction to all: whenever such information will be asked by the office or in the department side, you have to complete it. So when we will fill the digital form, share the one Google form that we supposed to all the details. Some students have filled up 50% information, 70%, 80%. Don't do that. So unnecessarily office is asking the data of the research. If it is missing. Please take it. Thank you, sir. Okay, fine. Everyone pay attention now. Online students, everyone be attentive. So your thinking and your presence of mind matters here. How you're going to present that data, okay? So here, you people can just think of these points, which will help you how we can be ready for such extempore speech. Ability to think off the feet. So what is off the feet thinking? Off the feet thinking is that normally you have, depending upon what people we meet, to whom we meet, and whatever the situation that we people face. But off the feet means sometimes you have to think when you're alone. You should think that what is going on. Maybe into politics at state level, national level, international level. What is going on in sports? Maybe such things, such tracks you need to know. In short, your general knowledge or current affairs has to be up to date, so that whenever such talks that you are going to speak, this knowledge will help you to present your thoughts and ideas. Suppose that you wanted to talk about some topics, like say maybe financial, and you don't know anything about that. In that case, if topic is from this category of finance, you may not be able to speak. You are not able to utter a single word or sentence also. So therefore, your reading or your database, I will say database, that whatever the input, whatever the general knowledge, whatever the newspaper book that you are reading, it has to be vast or wide. That you have to take care. Presence of mind, we just discussed it, that you have to be ready immediately, and depending upon the situation, you will be able to reply, talk, arrange your thoughts logically and present them. So that is presence of mind. Analysis of the topic and identification of the issue to be addressed. So which topic is given? Quickly analyze this topic. So what I can say, what I can speak about the topic, what this topic is present, which issue, which topic, which information that I can present to this topic, that you have to think. So spend some time thinking about the topic of that which is given to you for this speech. That you people can do. Idea generation, very important is that idea generation. So whenever we get this topic, we should start thinking which are the ideas that are coming in your mind, and how we are make the one sequence of all these ideas one after another. That is also very important. Next is prioritization and sequencing to display logical thinking. So what is prioritizing or that sequencing? Suppose that in my mind, or I have just prepared, I wrote these 5 points in my mind, that is there. Okay. But you cannot present all these 5 points as it is. So there you have to prioritize, which is the most important, which is the first thing I have to speak. So that you people can give preference. First of all, that point I will speak first. Then depending upon its what will be right, then I may go for this. That might be second, that might be third, and that may be fourth. And at the end, I will just conclude my speech by saying something like this. So that is prioritizing or sequencing. And that has to be done when you wanted to just present your thoughts and ideas. Otherwise, people will not understand what you're speaking, or they will not get clear idea. If something there is no sequence, in that case, middle, proper beginning, middle, and ending. These 3 steps has to be followed. Ability to connect with the panel. So here, what is panel? So those people usually in group discussion is also there is panel, and for this kind of things there is also panel. So you are not alone that you are going to talk about this, but there might be other people, there might be observers, there might be other participants also. So you should be able to connect with them, relate with them. It means that you are listening them also, and you are just making them understand also what you are trying to say. So that is your ability to connect with the panel. Communication skills, very important. If you have good communication skills, you can present everything. Okay? Therefore, good communication skills are always expected in a candidate in the field or the profession that you people have chosen, like engineering. Your communication, everyone take care that you are going to make really your communication skills good. If you are having poor communication skills, you're going to fail or whatever the things you're going to do. First of all, like group discussion, maybe in interview, and at job place also, workplace also, you're going to suffer a lot when you people have poor communication skills. Everyone, you have people have a lot of time, plenty of time that people may get to develop their communication skills. And within span of 1 year, 2 years, that is sufficient. If you're practicing it daily, you can make it fluent, and it can be better when you are going to actually start your working or job somewhere. That time you can have good communication skills. And overall presentation skills. Oral presentation skills. So the way you are going to talk something, it consists everything in presentation skills. Communication skills also there. Your body language is there. Your facial expressions are there. Your presenting information is there. Knowledge is there. Everything will come here. Your oral presentation that you people have to take care of how you are going to present all information that you people have. So this people can think when you're going to prepare for impromptu speech. The next is mental preparation. Mental. Your mind should be ready. whatever you're going to speak, how you're going to speak, and how you're going to make all those things. That is your mental preparation. If you're mentally not prepared, you're not going to speak anything. Maybe you're having knowledge or you may not have knowledge. But if you're mentally prepared, you can deliver it nicely. If you're not mentally prepared, you'll have lots of hesitations, confusion, and at some point of time, you're going to give it up easily. So that has to be avoided. If you're mentally prepared, you'll deliver it. Understanding the audience. So who are the audience? Audience are the people, those people who are going to listen. Okay. So it should not be one-way communication. So what is one-way communication? Suppose that here you are and you are presenting and there are number of audience in front of you and you are only just speaking and speaking and speaking. You are not asking whether they are listening, whether they are understanding, whether they are asking you some questions, whether they are paying attention or not. That is not very good. That is not communication at all. So you try to involve your audience by asking some simple questions. Is it right? When they respond yes, so that time they are involving in your whatever your talk is about. If you are not asking them a single question, they'll be just maybe sitting only. In that case, they may not involve. They may be physically present for your speech, but they may not involve. So try to involve your audience. Try to connect with them by asking simple questions. Try to just maybe it can be usually verbal questions like yes no questions also. So these things you people can do for understanding the audience. Then what is their educational background? What is their understanding? Maybe different points, their age category. So these things you try to consider, and accordingly you just give or deliver your speech. And next is handling of mental blocks smartly. What are mental blocks? So whenever we are going to speak, there is something already in our mind that is fixed. So maybe for me, my mental block can be like this: speaking in front of public is very difficult, and I cannot speak public. So if this thought is in my mind, whenever I may go in front of audience, maybe I have prepared, but I may go blank. Why? Because there is some mental block in my mind that I'm not able to speak publicly. Public speaking is tough. There are a lot of audience. Audience may ask me some questions, and how I can answer these questions. If these thoughts are there in my mind, you know that is going to lose my confidence, and I'm going to just blank, or sometimes I may not speak at all, or in between I may get confused. So that has to be avoided. These things people can do. Things to remember: quick mental thought process. Immediately start thinking based on what topic is given to you. Start your thinking process. Keep the pace equal. What is pace equal? Whatever the speech or whatever the thought, whatever the knowledge you express, it shouldn't be like that. In the beginning, you are very excited and you are very speedy, but in middle you just finish everything and you don't have thoughts to talk. At the end, you could not complete it. So pace equal. From the beginning to the closing, you're speaking it normally, slowly, and with understanding of the word. So keep pace equal. Practice for a minute. So before going to talk, you just have in your mind, think exactly what you're going to say and how you're going to say. That is a quick practice, okay? That is not a big time for 1 hour or something like this. That is not it. For just 1 minute or 30 seconds also, that you people have to think how you're going to do it. And keep it very short. Always remember this. Here, they are not going to make it lengthy sentences or lengthy speech. You have to keep it short, to the point, and it should be simple so that everybody can understand. So these things, if you remember, you will be able to do that also. We may take such kind of practice also, but again, short of time, so we may not be able to do this. So here some topics are given. Topics are not disclosed, but for you, I will disclose these topics. You just think whether you can speak about it or not. So first one is social media is making us unsocial. So why does it and how does it say that you people need to understand? Okay. So our scores are good measures for intelligence. Make in India versus make for India. Globalization, the significance of a person's handwriting. Rural development, challenges of Indian democracy, need of communication in English, English grammar, and internet. So here, that's all for today. We'll stop here, we'll take pause here. And if you have any questions, difficulty, Maybe one more session we will talk again about this. We'll take attendance. For
Yes,
taking
sir.
attendance. Yes, Shraddha, my question is no?
No, sir.
So just pay attention. Roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Roll number 12 upset. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45,
Present, sir.
46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, and 61. So option numbers are 12, 42, 51, and 55. All right, so we'll stop here. I will end this meeting for all online students.